Welcome everyone joining us. Welcome to the launch of Rise Travel Institute. Fantastic to see all your faces popping up from around the world. Please share in the chat as you join us where you are joining us from in the world. It would be great to get an idea of how global this event is.
I'm sorry.
So far we have Maine, New York City, Boston, Virginia, Queens, New York City, another Boston, Miami, Washington, D.C., Tokyo. Oh, a few more Bostons. Boston's winning so far, or maybe New York is a close second to D.C., Surrey, Wisconsin, Salem, Lenexa. Gosh, you're going to be testing me on the acronyms for US states. KS, Kansas, Louisville, KY, Kentucky. I'm definitely not going to be winning at trivia if it's American trivia. Vinci's House, Manhattan, Eolorado. I wonder if that's Colorado or if it's Eolorado. Little Falls, Canada. Gosh, we've got a fantastic variety of people, and I'm here in Wellington, New Zealand. So I'll just give another minute or so to let people join us, and then we will formally get started. Welcome, Jody from Guatemala, and Sarah from California. Okay, let's begin. Welcome, everyone. Bienvenue. Nisabula Venaka, willkommen, bienvenidos, Karibu Sana, and Haide Mai from New Zealand. We are thrilled to have you here for the launch of Rise Travel Institute today. I'm Eliza Raymond, Senior Advisor for Rise Travel Institute, and it truly is a privilege to welcome you all from around the world for this special event. I can't think of a more uplifting way to end what has been such a challenging time for the tourism industry this year. So thank you for joining us and for supporting our vision to inspire responsible, impactful, sustainable, and ethical travel through education. Just to give you a short rundown of what to expect over the next hour and a half, the event today consists of two parts. So the first part will focus on telling you a little bit more about Rise Travel Institute, what we do and why we do it. And the second part will be a trivia event. So please stay on for that. Every guest that we have with us today has the chance to win one of our two door prizes, and the drawing for that will take place right before the trivia. There'll also be additional prizes for the trivia game, which will be announced at the end of the event. So please do stay on and join us for the trivia. We are recording this event, so if you're comfortable with sharing your videos, it would be fantastic to see your happy faces. And please, for those of you who continue to join us as I'm talking, share in the chat box where you're joining us from. I can see Renee's just joined us from France and Edna from California, so welcome. We will be muting you all for the main event, but we'll be turning on your audio for the toast and for the photo taking. If you do have any questions as we go through, please feel welcome to type those in the chat box, and we'll be having a Q&A session after the introduction and before we get into the trivia. So very keen to have your questions. So please do share those in the chat box. I'm now very pleased to present our new video, Travel Can Be, which illustrates our core values.
Travel can be. Sustainable. Mindful. Local. Eco-conscious. Ethical. Reverent. Community enriching. Conserving. Inclusive. anti-racist, impactful, regenerative. Travel can be a force of positive transformation for both travelers and travel destinations. We are Rise Travel Institute, and we believe that travel can be so much more. We are a female-founded nonprofit educating the present and future generations of mindful travelers. Our mission is to inspire responsible, impactful, sustainable, and ethical travel through education. To do this, we offer a comprehensive online program in sustainable travel, followed by our RISE experiential journeys, where students have an opportunity to put theory into practice. To be part of our global community, visit our website to learn more, subscribe, and share this video. And if you're looking to support a forward-thinking organization, help us offer scholarships to underrepresented and underprivileged students by donating at risetravelinstitute.org. Thank you. Let's rise up together and raise our travel standards.
Thank you. It is now my pleasure to hand over to the founder and executive director of RISE Travel Institute, Dr. Vinci Ho, who will give a more thorough introduction of the organization and our programs. For those of you who may not know Vinci yet, Vinci is a humane educator, a social justice advocate, and a social entrepreneur. She truly inspires everyone who is fortunate enough to cross paths with her, and I cannot think of a more perfect person to be leading RISE Travel Institute. Over to you, Vinci.
Thank you so much, Eliza. Thank you for your kind words and for being such an amazing host to kick off our launch event. Hi, everyone. I'm Vinci, founder and executive director of RISE Travel Institute. I'm so grateful for all of you who are present here today to celebrate this important milestone of our organization. If you are here, that's likely because your values align with ours, and you'd like to know more about what RISE Travel Institute has to offer. To begin with, I'd like to give you a quick introduction to our organization, our programs, and I'd also like to introduce to you our remarkable founding team. So to share just a little bit about myself, I'm an educator and apparently an avid traveler. And throughout my 2 decades of travel experiences, mostly solo, I benefited so much from the privilege of being able to travel. However, I also made a number of unintentional mistakes simply because I didn't know what I didn't know. Rather than letting guilt consume me, I decided that it is important to learn from those mistakes, be a more mindful traveler, and share that knowledge or learning experience with others. I also met so many beautiful souls during my travels who helped me grow and to become who I am to become who I am today. So I'd like to pay that forward. So besides travel, I'm also passionate about social justice, as Eliza mentioned, animal protection, environmental sustainability, and education. I've always wanted to find a way to combine all my passions and skills to cultivate empathy and to create lasting social change. This summer, I founded RISE Travel Institute in the midst of the pandemic. I and those who have joined me on the founding team believe that while the travel industry has been brought to a standstill, this is the best time for us to reflect on the unsustainable and unjust systems that negatively impact local communities, economies, and ecosystems around the world. We are making use of this time to learn and to educate ourselves so that when travel resumes, we can all work together to create a more sustainable world through travel. So our mission is to inspire responsible, impactful, sustainable, and ethical travel through education. And our vision is a world where travel is a force for positive transformation, not only for travelers, but also for travel destinations. Our core program is an online educational program through which we'll be addressing some of the most important issues surrounding sustainable travel through an anti-oppression lens. It will be a high-quality tertiary level educational program created by the collective effort of academics and professionals in tourism, social justice, animal protection, and environmental sustainability. Apart from our in-house lecturers, we'll also have a strong lineup of guest lecturers, including Dr. Anu Taranath from University of Washington, Seattle, Dr. Sarah Bexell from University of Denver, Daniel Turner from Animondial, and we're expecting a few more specialists to actually partner with us. They will be bringing their expertise and insight into our program, making sure that we stay on top of the latest research and trends in sustainable tourism and related disciplines. It will consist of 10 sessions, and we'll start with our first cohort of students in 2021 in June. While we envision university students as our primary target audience, the program is open to anyone who's interested in enrolling. You can enroll in one single section or on a topic that you're particularly keen to learn about, a few sessions, or the entire program. Anyone who successfully completes the full program will receive a certificate. So following the online program, students will have the opportunity to put what they've learned into practice through our RISE experiential journeys. We'll start offering these journeys when it's safe to travel again, not just for our students, but also for the safety of the communities of our travel destinations. The students' capstones projects for the pilot program will determine their eligibility to participate in our experiential journeys. And upon funding availability, we are also planning to offer scholarships to students from underprivileged and underrepresented backgrounds so that they can join our experiential journeys for free. All right, so here's a sneak peek of our curriculum outline, which will go live in mid-January when we start to accept registrations. Here are a few examples of our session topics. So we have understanding sustainability and sustainable travel, beyond environmental, social, economic approach, travel and me, locating ourselves in the spectrum of power, building inclusivity, rethinking travel in an unequal world, beyond good intentions, challenging the power dynamics in volunteerism, the power of decolonizing tourism experiences and our impact on indigenous land and people, animals, wildlife, and biodiversity, the protection of animals and the livelihood of local and rural communities, the business of tourism, how mindsets influence impacts. Tourism and climate change, of course, is one of the most important topics that we're going to address. And at the end, we'll have a session on how to travel through a systems thinking lens. We'll talk about what we need to know or consider before, during, and after our travels. We'll be addressing all these issues through an anti-oppression lens and a systems thinking approach to look at all the interconnectedness of these issues. Here's the tentative timeline for 2021. Today's our launch, but it's just the beginning. Registration will open in January, and the first offering of our pilot program will start in June. Again, we hope that our first RISE experiential journey will happen next year, but we'll only do that when it's safe to travel again. So that's a summary of our inaugural programs. If you have questions, we do have a Q&A section right after the introduction, so please feel free to submit your questions in the chat. Now I'd like to introduce our amazing founding team to you. Next slide, please. So firstly, on our board of directors, we have Manuela Londono, attorney specializing in international law, Mary Pat Champo, my mentor, faculty at Antioch University, New England, and director of graduate programs at Institute for Humane Education, and Xiong Junjin, environmentalist and social justice advocate, currently teaching high school biology in Kansas, and at the same time building an educational center in Guatemala. Next, we have a robust advisory council with specialists in both sustainable travel and nonprofit management. We currently have 7 senior advisors. First of all, we have Eliza Raymond, whom you've just met at the beginning of the launch party. She's co-founder and director of operations for Good Travel. She's also a lecturer in entrepreneurship, innovation, and social change at the University for Peace. Alyssa Murray, director of program operations at the Sustainability Laboratory. Kelly Louise, I'm sure that a lot of you know her, founder and executive director of Impact Travel Alliance and founder of Elsewhere Agency. Caitlin Graff, senior impact evaluation lead at Impact Travel Alliance and analyst at Vera Solutions. Geneviève Uno, principal consultant and founder of Social Route Consulting, who also works with the Indigenous Tourism Association of Canada within the development department. Justine Abigail Yu, founder and editor-in-chief of Living Hyphen and communications director at Wonderful. And last but not least, Stephen Hesse, law professor at Showa University, Tokyo. Finally, we have 16 incredible talents on our operations team, working with tireless dedication to set us up for success. Instead of me introducing all my colleagues, each committee lead will be introducing their team members to you. I'll start with the Curriculum Development Committee. I'm the lead for this committee. We are responsible for doing research, designing, and delivering our teaching content, and we are mainly composed of our senior advisors. Next, I'll let our amazing Eva Mossberg to introduce the Partnerships and Programs Committee. Over to you, Eva.
Thank you, Vinci, and thank you for joining us today. I am genuinely pleased to see so many of you on here for yet another online event. My name is Eva. I'm originally from Sweden, but I have been based in Boston for some 20-odd years now. I am the Strategic Partnership and Program Manager at RISE Travel Institute and surrounded by wonderful people. Our committee consists of Christine, Thomas, Maureen, Victoria, Tara, and our senior advisor, Steve. We handle all partnership opportunities and new program initiatives for RISE Travel Institute. For example, a university or study abroad provider that would like to offer our program as a pre-study abroad experience to ensure that students are more educated and mindful once abroad about their impact. I now have the pleasure of introducing to you Megan Begley.
Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to see everyone who's here too and some familiar faces. So thank you for joining us. My name is Megan Begley, and I am the Fundraising and Donor Engagement Manager here at RISE Travel Institute. I'm based in the Boston area, and I lead the Funding and Finance Committee. I also serve on the Events Committee. Our funding and finance team includes Thomas, who handles our accounting and corporate partnerships, and Matthew, who produces our digital fundraising content. We are working to build a network of donors to raise funding for our program operations and student scholarships. Thank you again for being here. And now I will pass it over to Amy.
Hey there, Amy Hager here. I am based in Virginia, just a few hours south of Washington, D.C., and I am our social media manager leading our content marketing committee. We're small, but very powerful group, and I would love to thank Matt, Kara, Angela, Suzanne, Romar, Anne, and Kelly for all their hard work. We'll be providing our global community valuable content about sustainable travel through sharing stories, infographics, and more. And if you haven't followed us yet on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, please do so. We'd love to have you join. Up next is Suzanne.
Sorry, probably the first of maybe a few technical difficulties, everyone. Hello from Boston. Thank you, Amy. I'm Suzanne Rommelfanger, the Communications Manager and lead of the Events Committee. You may have already seen me trying to converse with you in the chat, so I'd love to hear from you. The events team includes my wonderful colleagues, Megan and Victoria. And in addition to preparing for tonight's launch event, we will be planning some very exciting events for 2021 for our first cohort of students and future alumni. Next up, and please be sure to unmute, is Maureen.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining for our kickoff today. My name's Maureen Wise, and I'm based in New York City. I'm the Impact Evaluation Specialist at Rise Travel Institute and lead the Impact Evaluation Committee, which ensures our programs are effective in sharing knowledge and creating the change we hope to see. The Impact Evaluation team includes Eva, Tara, and our Senior Advisor, Kate. And now I will pass it over to Christine.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christine. Thank you so much for joining. So I'm so glad you guys can all make it. So I'm a part of the DEI committee here. And with the DEI committee, we're ensuring that our organization has a strong D&I viewpoint and acknowledges the importance of having an amazing organizational culture. So part of this team, it includes myself, co-chair Patricia, co-chair John Carlson, Manuela, Young, Kara, Ramar, and our senior advisor, Justine. And I'll pass it on to Eva.
All right, we have arrived at the exciting part of the evening. Well, not the most exciting, but the question and answer. This is the opportunity for you to ask us anything you would like to find out that you'd like to know more about. So some of you already sent in a question or two with your registration, for which we're very thankful. We'll start with those, but if you didn't do that, or if you have additional questions, then please type them into the chat box right now. All right, we're going to start with the first question. We'll start with an easy one. Where are you based? Vinci, do you want to answer that question?
Where is the organization based? Right, so the organization is registered in New Jersey, USA, but we have our team members all over the world. As Eliza just told everyone, she is based in New Zealand. So we're basically operating internationally. So anyone who's interested in our program, and since it's going to be online, you can basically join us from anywhere.
Thank you. We see questions coming in. This is excellent. One more question of the ones that we got in early. What is the maximum size of the cohort for the program? Eliza, would you like to respond to that?
I would love to, except I do not know the answer, so I will hand over the baton back to Vinci.
Thank you, Eliza. I do not know the answer either. We'll see. We are going to see how much traction we gain through our pilot program, and if we become a popular program, then we'll definitely consider a second offerings or a third offerings during the year. So if we have a lot of potential students interested in our program, would definitely try to rerun the program maybe 2 or 3 times a year. For now, we only have the plan to do that in in summer 2021, but we'll see how it goes. But I would think that for anyone who's interested in joining or taking our classes, there's basically no limit. But for university students who would like to enroll in the entire program, we would definitely try to limit the size of each cohort so that we give them the attention that they need, and we can organize interactive sessions with them and maximize the chance that they can reach out to faculty. Does that make sense?
Thank you. Priscilla, how are you approaching universities? Thank you, Priscilla, for your question. And the question again is, how are you approaching universities? Do we have a team member who would like to answer that question? Oh, wait, that would be me. So as the strategic partnerships manager, we have already reached out to a number of universities, and part of our strategic outreach does include, of course, the universities. And then we hope that word will spread rapidly through NAFSA and other organizations, and that we will get people reaching out to us as well. Penelope asked a question: what is the time commitment, and how long are the classes and duration? Eliza, Vinci? Yep, thank you.
Yeah, I can answer that. So in each session, that's going to be about 45 minute to 1 hour lecture, divided up into bite-sized videos, and then there's going to be required reading and an end of session quiz. So I would say about 2 to 4 hours of work for each session. Yep.
Thank you. Another question: will participants be required to have received a vaccine? And I'm going to interpret that as the vaccine that everyone's talking about right now, before embarking on our journeys. And I think I'll answer that question. It's definitely one of those questions that we don't know yet. I think it's still so new. We don't know availability of the vaccine. We don't know side effects. There's so many unknowns at this time. So we'll have to wait and see. How will you, and actually, let me do this question. How are students recruited into this program? Dr. Taranath, thank you for that question. Students will be recruited similarly to with the universities, in that part of our strategic outreach will be to partner with universities and study abroad offices and study abroad partners. If that did not answer the question clearly, then please reach out to me either in the chat or after the event. We'd be happy to talk further about it. And that goes for any other question that is unclear, or you have more questions about. You can reach us anytime after the event.
I can also add a little bit to that, Eva, that I think as everyone was introducing the respective teams, we could see that there are already a lot of affiliations with various universities around the world. And so that will be a fantastic way to partner with universities that we already work with and that we already know, to ensure that we develop some strong partnerships early on, and then that will naturally and organically, I hope, expand to other universities that hear about the program.
Thank you. Is the program, is it all virtual classes or in person as well?
For now, our plan would be 100% online. Until we can get back to having in-person events. But then even so, we don't think that in person it's the most suitable thing for us to do, because we are aiming at having an international student base, and students basically would sign in from everywhere. So I would imagine that most of our activities and courses will be online.
Thank you. It's my favorite question so far. What's the dream destination that we have in mind for the journey? And I think that's another one of those that's subject to a lot of discussion, and see where we are as a world when we can travel again. But I think there are many options on the table, but we don't have an answer for that yet. Stay tuned.
But Vince mentioned the dream location, Vinci.
We actually talked about, we shortlisted a few countries, but we're not going to give it away right now. So like,
stay tuned.
That way you are kind of forced to come back to our website and keep checking for updates. For the question.
From Sarah, thank you, Sarah. Are the courses purely awareness raising so that travelers can plan the most ethical trip that might be possible? Or is it also training students to create change in travel destinations?
I guess it's me again, right? I am happy to answer this question because, well, first of all, thank you, Sarah, for this question. We are aiming to do both. We, through our pilot program, we are aiming at raising awareness. And then the second part of the theory and practice combo, we have our RISE experiential journeys where our students will really, have the chance to practice what they've learned and get involved in sustainable, lasting, sustainable community development projects at their travel destinations. So that's going to be like an important element of our experiential journeys. Have I?
Sorry. Were you finished, Betsy? So I was super worried about not having enough questions, that we wouldn't have enough participation during this session. And now I'm all worried that we're going to run out of time, which is wonderful. Again, we will follow up with everybody after the event if we don't get to your questions, so fear not. But we'll take another one or two before we move along. Jay asks, I see lots of interesting interest among students in topics related to development assistance and sustainable development. Was your company concept driven by demand or just your good vision and fortunate timing? Vinci, this one's definitely for you.
I would say it's a combination of three, right? Of this, all three. First of all, it's something that I've always wanted to do, and a cause that I had always wanted to support. And also, given the timing, this year, we're just like going through this weird time where we have, this extra time to just slow down and not travel and really think about and rethink the future of travel. And also there's a rising demand, there's an increasing demand. People are becoming more and more aware, and they are asking for tips on sustainable tourism, or like how to travel more mindfully. And also there's also a growing interest in professional development training as well for those who are majoring in tourism or sustainable tourism. So yes, I would say it's definitely a combination of the three. And we hope that with RISE Travel Institute, we'll be able to shift mindsets and provide opportunities for our students to get involved in something that they want to contribute to, and also become professionals who are going to shift tourism industry towards a more sustainable and responsible one.
Two more. From Jazz, thank you. What does the cost look like for this program?
Yeah, I can answer that one.
Oh, Thomas, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. So for full-time university students, the cost for the full 10-session program is $250. For non-university students, the cost is $500 for the full program. But we do also offer the individual sessions for $50 per session. And then we obviously have the full scholarship program that Vinci mentioned earlier.
Excellent. And I'm going to have to just finish with this one last question, and then we will respond to you privately, as I said, after the event. How can this, Angela is asking, how can this program benefit young professionals and or college students progress into their careers?
I can perhaps answer that if you'd like. I've just completed a research project specifically looking at New Zealand tourism students' perceptions of tourism, education and careers in light of COVID. And one of the biggest findings that we had is that students studying tourism want to make a difference. They want to be part of rebuilding a more inclusive, sustainable, and ethical tourism industry. And I have no doubt that the findings we had in New Zealand would be very similar if similar studies were conducted in other destinations. Students are motivated to study tourism because they have a passion for it. Tourism careers don't traditionally have particularly positive perceptions associated with them in terms of salary and job security and that kind of thing. So people are studying tourism because they love the industry, and particularly in light of COVID, students are wanting to be part of this global process which has really come to the fore over the past 9 months, which is the need to rethink the industry and to rebuild the industry. So I think this program will be really relevant for students who care about the future of the tourism industry and want to be a part of the solution moving forward. Thank you.
Well, that just about gave me the chills as somebody who's spent my entire life just in this industry of international education and travel. So we are going to close the question and answer session because we are here to celebrate and we all want to get to that part as well. Vinci, I'm going to hand it over to you for just a second.
Sure. Yeah. So Eva just handed it to me for 1 second for me to introduce Eva again, to just give you a little background of what she did and why her background is so relevant in the role that she plays at RISE. So Eva is our Strategic Partnerships and Program Development Manager. She has experienced just about every angle in the fields of international education and travel. She has studied abroad, led study abroad trips overseas, run inbound programs, and managed international operations for a study abroad provider, as well as worn several hats within the travel industry. So I'm handing it back to you, Eva.
Thank you. So I will begin with an African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. At RISE Travel Institute, we have every intention to go far, and we would like to invite you to explore with us collaborative opportunities that fit within our mission to inspire responsible, impactful, sustainable, and ethical travel through education. Partnering with RISE Travel Institute provides many direct benefits, such as enhanced study abroad programming, unique and thorough preparation of students, competitive advantage with students. More and more young people seek sustainable travel options. And this is a big new opportunity within the field of study abroad. And also with overseas partners. Better prepared students demonstrate a higher level of maturity and respect for the host destination, positively representing the university while abroad, and also resulting in fewer emergencies and other operational challenges. And to boot, we provide a toolkit. So although we are open to all ideas for collaboration and partnerships, at this time, we are primarily seeking educational partners. If you want to join forces with us to further our curriculum and help create a global community of mindful travelers, please contact me via email, eva@risetravelinstitute.org. And once again, I have the pleasure of introducing you to Megan Begley, Fundraiser and Donor Engagement Manager.
Thanks, Eva. And hello again, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the event so far and feel inspired and excited about our innovative program. I know I do. We invite you to stay engaged with Rise Travel Institute by signing up for our emails and following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. As Amy mentioned, over the next few months and beyond, we'll be creating original content on sustainable travel that you're not going to want to miss. Also, if you know university students or business professionals that you think would be interested in our program, please help us spread the word and share Rise Travel Institute with your networks. Finally, we invite you to support our work with a donation. Some of you already donated when you registered for the event or on Giving Tuesday, and we are so grateful for the support that we have already received. But for those of you who haven't given yet, of course, we're going to give you the opportunity to do that now. So you can scan the QR code that is on your screen with your phone, or I believe we're going to put the link to donate in the chat. On the screen, you'll also see some examples of how your donations will help further our mission to inspire responsible, impactful, sustainable, and ethical travel through education. A gift of $20 can cover our virtual classroom for 1 month. A gift of $50 can cover the cost of one course session. $100 can help fund a student scholarship. $250 can fund one full-time student's tuition. And $500 can help fund a student's Rise experiential journey. So again, you can just scan the QR code, click the link in the chat, or visit our website anytime at risetravelinstitute.org. Whatever you decide to do, thank you so much for being here this evening and for your support of Rise Travel Institute. And now I'm going to turn it over to Matt, who's going to really help us get the party started.
Right. Thank you, Megan. And good evening, everyone. I'm Matt, the Senior Digital Content Developer, and I'm happy to see so many great people, many that I know from past experiences, and hopefully people I'll be able to meet in the future, in person, that is. It truly says a lot, though, about the future of travel. We really do have a lot to give, and I'm so happy about what Rise's potential is. Before we get into the escapades formerly known as Trivia Night, we thought we would start the holiday season off right with a few giveaways from our gracious sponsors and partners during our lucky draw. So if you RSVP to this event, you are already entered. So just sit back and relax. But we will randomly choose some, here we go. Pull them up. So the first person, is there Margie Jordan? Margie Jordan, if you're here, can you type in the chat? Margie Jordan? Okay, so I actually jumped ahead a little bit. Please forgive me. Let's go over the prizes first. I jumped a little bit ahead. Margie, you actually got the first prize. If you are here, we'll give you a little bit of time to type. But the first prize is a $300 gift card to Good Travel. I don't know if you've ever heard of Good Travel, but they are transforming the tourism industry into a force for good through customized trips, advocacy, and research. Along with that $300 gift card, there will be a Paths Crossing, which is a fun party game to inspire ethical, conscious traveling. Our second place prize is a $200 gift card to Local Travel, which is an online outlet, a social enterprise that works with local experts to help you build custom, immersive eco-adventures that are good for people and planet and get more money into local communities. I love the photos on their website. If you've never been there, they have some of the best inspiring photos. So definitely go over and check them out. And our third prize is a $100 gift card to any Marriott brand hotel. So that might be a signature brand, or it might be something as simple as the Residence Inn. Whatever you want, you can spend it there. So, but let's get into the winners. So, like I said, the first winner for the $300 Good Travel gift card with a Paths Crossing party game is Margie Jordan. I haven't seen Margie respond yet. Is she there? Not yet. Okay. So We'll give her another 10 seconds. No. All right, how about Iam Noon, or sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. Iam Noam? No? Okay. I might have to just start picking names on my own. How about Angie Yukis? I remember seeing Angie come in, so I hope Angie's still here. Yes, I think I see a... Yes! Oh, is Angie still here? Yes? Maybe? Yes? There, Amy, she is. Okay, good. Okay, we got a few confirmations. So, yes, Angie, you won a $300 gift card to Good Travel. You can put your name and email in the chat, or you can private message Suzanne, who will be able to get that sorted out. And your invite. Oh, how about that? Okay. Now for the second prize, it's the $200 to local travel. And we have, is there a Kit Ward here? Kit? Yes, Kit is here. Great. Kit, so you won the $200 local travel gift card. Again, please message Suzanne directly with your email. All right. And the third place, $100 gift card to Marriott Brand Hotel is, I actually saw this person, Louis Okachukwu. Please forgive me. I saw your name on the screen, so I hope you're still here. Louis, are you still here? Maybe? I saw your name earlier. Can anybody confirm if he is left? Give him 10 more seconds. He is not here. Okay. How about, we'll move on to the next one. Tammy Klukas. Tammy Klukas? No? Okay. Dasha Runyon. Dasha Runyon? Is there Dasha Runyon? You know you want to stay.
Matt, we've got 2 prizes already set. Are you going forward with other ones?
So I'm sorry. So Tammy's here, right? Perfect. Yes, Tammy's here. So Tammy is the prize winner. You get a $100 gift card to Marriott Brand Hotels. Perfect. I didn't see that on there. I'm sorry. Tammy, congratulations. Yay! All right. So now we can head on to the adult fun. If you have your champagne, let me go get my champagne. I'll be right back, okay? So every party has to have a bottle of champagne. This is one of my favorite bottles of champagne from South Africa, actually. So to celebrate this great event.
Matt, we can't hear you. Are you on mute?
I am not. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you fine.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so I got one of my favorite bottles from South Africa the last time I was there. And we are gonna pop a toast. So if you have a champagne, please hold it up to the screen. I'll give you a couple of moments to do so. All right. Yes, okay. So as many of you know, 2020 has been a very hard year for the travel industry, not just here in the United States, where I am, but globally. And I'm praying that 2021, which I do believe it will be a great year. Rise is going to play a huge role in making it a great year. So let's raise our glasses and bottles to 2021 and the future of Rise. There we go. Oop, cheers. A little fast.
You can do yourself just for this like 2 minutes before we.
So we're gonna actually take a photo. If we can get a photo of everybody together. So if you would hold your drink up, we would love for you to be in the photo, and we'll hopefully post it to our social media. If you don't want to be on social media, please go black now with the screen. All right. So the first screen, since there's so many people, we're going to do screen by screen. Here we go. Hold them up. There's the first. Second. And third. Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. So now I'm lucky enough to pass it off to my good friend, Angela.
You're on mute, Angela.
Here I am. All right. It's better that way. I spilled cider all over myself. Anyway, good evening and greetings from Washington, D.C. My name is Angela Cavalucci, and despite my last name, I'm also going to not be able to pronounce a lot of stuff. So apologies in advance, but here we are. So I am one of Rise Travel Institute's content producers. So you might see me on one of these social media platforms in the future. And I will be hosting trivia. But before getting to the trivia, let's take a look at our prizes for this evening. So our grand prize is admission for one person for the Rise Travel Institute course. Our winner can either keep it or gift it to someone else that is seeking to learn about sustainable travel. And this prize has a value of up to $500. Second prize will receive a lifetime membership from Wonderful, an international community of women who are dedicated to lifting each other up and helping others explore the globe. An annual membership has a value of $99, so you get a little taste of what that's like. And then third place will receive a $250 gift certificate from Off Season Adventures, a bespoke travel company that curates immersive experiences designed to delight and empower both traveler and destination. And because it's 2020 and there are no rules, we have a fourth place winner as well. And that person will receive a $200 credit to use at any Marriott brand hotel. Special thanks to all of our sponsors for this evening's great prizes: Good Travel, Off Season Adventures, Local Travel, Paths Crossing, and special thanks to Impact Travel Alliance. They are our in-kind sponsor. Impact Travel Alliance is a global community aimed at improving the world through travel. Its various initiatives empower travelers to spend their money mindfully so as to empower locals and protect our environment. Sounds like a pretty cool place. All trivia winners will be announced at the conclusion of our game, so be sure to stick around so you can claim your prize. Now, to the trivia. We're going to go over the rules first. You're going to open your browser on your phone or your tablet or your computer, and you're going to open the link kahoot.it. You can see it on the screen. It's in the chat box. You can click on it there.
Sorry,
on my phone.
Sorry to interrupt you, Angela. Team, feel free to join the game. We have enough quota, so please join the game and have some fun. We just don't grab the prizes, that's all. All right. Sorry, Angela, over to you.
No worries. So once you're in Kahoot, there's a little section. It says enter your game pin. And we will be sharing the pin soon. Just input the pin, and then you're going to be prompted to put your name in there. So there's the pin, 9826052. I'm going to do that now too. Why not? Oh. We're going to give everybody a minute to sign in. Kahoot, KAHOOT.IT. Then you input that PIN and your name, and we will be ready to start. Hi, Steve.
Matt, do you mind reloading your page? Because apparently it seems like some of us cannot join. Thank you.
Technology, am I right? But we should all be used to this. Our lives are on Zoom these days. Have patience. In the meantime, quick fun fact. I didn't know, a lot of people didn't know what the Washington, D.C. flag was. Here it is. It's right back there over my shoulder. I had a lot of questions about it, a lot, so I figured I too could do some teaching today. That's about all you're going to learn from me. Aside from me not being able to pronounce things. Not very good. All right, it looks like we're getting people. It looks like it's working. Thanks, Matt. Woo! So we have a different pin this time, 8420742. That should be working. Seems like we're getting people in there. Whomever the main dude is, I really like that name. Be creative. I like funny names. Oh, your nickname is whatever you want to be on Kahoot. I could be Angie C if I wanted to. The Big AC, Notorious AMC, something like that. Or just your name. That's cool too. All right. We are getting everybody on here. Cool. All right. Here we go. Give it a couple more seconds. Awesome. All right. So we're gonna start. If you want to join while we're doing this, you're more than welcome to. We're gonna do a quick practice question. So here we go. There are gonna be 4 rounds, 5 multiple choice questions each. And the quicker you answer your question correctly, the more points you get. So there are multiple answers. Some have multiple answers, some have one answer. Just choose the answer that you want that corresponds to the shape or the color of the block on the screen. So I think we're going to try to do a practice here. So the practice question is, what does RISE stand for? There are 4 options. So pick the color and or shape that corresponds to the question. And you're going to have 20 seconds. And again, the faster you answer, the more points you get. So be quick on those buttons. All right, so the answer here is responsible, impactful, sustainable, and ethical. This was to see if you were paying attention earlier on. So now that we have our practice going, we can move on to our first question. Here we go. Which of the following does not mean hello? No hint for the first one. And you're also going to be able to witness my terrible pronunciations of things. So I apologize again. So the answer to this one is Korb Kun Ka. That means thank you in Thai. The one I can pronounce is marhaba, and that's from Turkey. And we can go on to the next question. Which country drives on the right side of the road? And we don't mean right like correct. We mean right like directionally. There's a little hint popping up in the picture. That's helpful to anybody. Still got a little bit of time to get some points. All right, our answer here is South Korea. Voila, South Korea. Thank you, Matt. Could go to the next question. Which place does not use half-hour deviations from standard time? Not half-hour deviations. Again, Matt is so kindly provided a little hint that pops up in the middle there if you're having some trouble. But faster you go, more points you get. And the answer here is Nepal. It's one of the only 3 time zones with a 45-minute offset from Universal Time. Who knew? Now we know. All right, next question. The RISE team doesn't currently have members based in which area of the world? Based, not from. Can be a little tricky. All right, so the answer here is Europe. RISE Travel is truly international. We have advisors based in New Zealand and Japan, South Africa, Canada, and the US. And we have members from South America and Europe, but they are based in the US right now. So that's what was the tricky part of that question. All right, next question. What is the first country that requires all incoming visitors to sign a pledge to respect the environment? It's an interesting little pledge. You preserve and protect the beautiful and unique island of that beautiful picture right there. And that is Palau. It's written by the children of Palau and is stamped on all visitors' passports. Seems like a good idea. Hopefully other countries adopt it. All right. Now we can go to the next question. Oh, wait, I got to go to the scoreboard. Sorry. So in first place after round 1, we have Christine with a lot of points. And second place is Hyung. Third place is Nicolette. And the main dude is in 4th place with Eva in 5th place. Still got lots of time. We got 3 more rounds, don't worry. And again, faster you answer, more points you get. So let's go to round 2. And the first question. What is the longest nonstop passenger flight in the world as of today? Little hint there. The answer is Singapore to Newark. And I believe that's like a 24-hour flight, which, I mean, if you like sleeping on planes, it's a good flight for you. All right, next question. Which country has 7,641 islands? Very specific. But another hint is coming. This place is definitely on my list of places to visit for food and all sorts of good stuff. The answer is the Philippines. And then some of the more famous islands are Palawan, Cebu, and Panay. Again, I can't pronounce things. I apologize. All right, next question. Which country has Pokemon and Mickey Mouse on their legal tender coins? Kind of interesting. You can see them there. If you look real hard, or I need glasses. Either way. The answer here is Niue, and that is a small island country northeast of New Zealand. They also have a Pikachu coin, and that's their $1 coin, which is right there. All right, next question. What is a greener option to travel alone from New York City to LA? Flying direct in economy class or driving in a gas-powered SUV? I know nobody likes economy class, and everybody loves their SUV. However, the answer is flying direct in economy class. But bonus points, you don't have to, run through a connecting airport. So always a bonus. All right. Next question. How long does Ramadan last? These options are kind of hard, but I have faith. So the answer here is 29 to 30 days. Ramadan is based on the lunar calendar, and depending on how long the lunar month is, that is how long Ramadan lasts. All right, moving on to the next. Sorry. It is the end of round 2. So we need to update our leaderboard. So we have, in first place, we have Eva with a lot of points. And second place, we have Lauren H. She catapulted to second place there. We have Hyung in third place, Nicolette in fourth place, and Messy Bun, also great name, in fifth place. Again, we still got 2 rounds, so you could be like Lauren H. and catapult to the top if you are quick on those buttons. So let's keep going to round 3. There we go. This question. At Rise Travel Institute, we prioritize diversity, equity, and inclusion in what? Multiple options here, and in all of the above, if you can't decide. And the answer here is all of the above, because diversity, equity, inclusion is in our DNA. Yay. All right, let us go to the next question. Oh, that was an easy one for most people. Good grief. All right. If you want to learn about French fries, visit the Frites Museum in what town? I love French fries, but they're not necessarily French, unless they are French. You don't know? There we go. They're Belgian. So you want to go to Bruges and enjoy a delightful little museum about fries. All right, let's go to the next question. Anfield Stadium is home to this lively Champions League team. I have not visited this. Football or soccer, if you're American like me. Not the biggest fan unless you're the United States women's national team. Sorry. But the answer to this one is Liverpool FC. They are one of the most successful football clubs in the world, and they won the Champions League last year and the Premier League this year. They are on a roll. Cool. So let's go to the next question. What does Texas mean in Norwegian slang? My husband was born in Texas. He does not like this question, and he does not like the answer to this question either. But I think it's fun. All right. This is a great picture, associated picture, if that's helpful at all. But the answer here is crazy. It is crazy. All right. That picture is crazy, but I love it. All right, we go on to the next question. Where is the Krishna's Butterball located? It is a gigantic boulder that defies the law of physics, and tourists love to take pictures of it. This is not a tourist in this picture, though. This is Steve Hessa, who left earlier, but I had to say his name because I learned it. And the answer is India. So good for you guys. A lot of you got that. And there's Steve again with the Butterball. All right, next question. We are chugging along. Oh, wait. End of round 3. I need to keep better track of these guys. All right, so to our scoreboard, we have Hyung. Oh, man, he got to first place. But Lauren H. is quick on his tails. And Eva also up there. Messy Bun. All right, Messy Bun, you're in 4th place. And Thalia, a new leader on the leaderboard, in 5th place. Now, this is our last round. So everybody get those fingers ready. Get those high points. Round 4, last round. Let's do this. The LGBTQ Pride Month is celebrated every which month of the year? I know DC has a big celebration all month long. I'm sure other big cities in the world do as well. Lots of fun. Really enjoy it. All right, and the answer is June. One of the hottest months in DC, but hey, it's fun anyway. All right. Ooh, that was an easy one for most people. All right. All right, so let's go to the next question. Fufu originated in this West African country. Oh, no hints this time, but there is somebody making it, I believe. Sounds delicious. Have yet to get to West Africa, but also on my list once we're allowed to travel, hopefully, again. The answer here is Ghana. It is a traditional side dish, and it is dough made from plantains and cassava. And it's usually eaten with soup. Sounds tasty to me. Bring it on. All right, next question. This one has multiple answers. Choose all that apply. What are common challenges for travelers with a hearing disability? So there are 4 options. You can pick as many as you want that you think apply to travelers with hearing disability. All right, this was kind of tricky. It was all of them. Travelers with disabilities do not experience travel in the same way most of us do, but together we can raise awareness and help build a more inclusive global travel community, which is great. Now, here we go. Last question. Get those fingers ready. It's going to be a hard one. Which of these countries does not have yellow, blue, and red on its national flag? You need all those colors on the flag. We don't want those. We want the one that doesn't have all those colors on the flag. Here's a little hint. If you know that flag, and that is Senegal. All right. So, oh, there's another one. Sorry. This is the last one. In 2015, a Dutch team tested the first solar-powered family car. It drove 2,000 miles. What was its name? Definitely not Desire. Definitely not Desire. But close. It's Stella. There we go. Seemed a little too easy for everybody. I thought that would trick everybody, but I guess not. All right, here we go. That was definitely end. I promise. That was definitely the end. And now we will figure out our 4 winners. Give me 2 seconds and a message. All right. Boop. All right. Sorry. We need like the Jeopardy theme music right now. because now I'm being quizzed instead of other people being quizzed. Woo! Woo! Hooray! I hope everybody had fun. I hope you learned something in addition to having fun. I learned a lot, and I was just announcing this thing. I'm thankful that I didn't play because I would have lost poorly. All right, so we're still checking to see who's the winner here. Oh, Messy Bun, great name. That is a great name. Yes, I appreciate that. We're still calculating. All right, so our first place is, our first place is, I think it's, hold on a second. All right, we have, in first place, we have Hyung. He is the winner of our Rise Institute Travel.
Angela?
Yes?
Hyung is our board director. So he's going to pass.
You weren't supposed to win, so taking it back. So Messy Bun, Jessica Casale, she will win our gift certificate for Rise Travel Institute. Congratulations. And then we have Lauren. I don't know what your last name is, but hooray, you're second place.
Lauren Handler. Yay.
Yay, Lauren. In third place, we have Nicolette. You will be getting our off-season adventures gift certificate. And finally, Bill. Bill, you skyrocketed to the top, and you will be receiving a Marriott gift certificate as well. So I would like to thank everybody for participating. If you are a winner, please chat Suzanne so we know exactly who to send all these things to, because Lauren and Bill is not very helpful when there might be 5 Lauren and Bills. So please send Suzanne a chat with your full name, and then we'll get those to you. I just want to thank everybody for dealing with me for the past 20 some odd minutes. I hope you learned something. Congratulations to the winners, and thank you for joining us. I'm going to pass it back to Vinci to give our quick closing remarks. Thanks.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you. It was so much fun, and I believe that if I did, if I facilitated the trivia, it wouldn't have been like this fun. So, Angela, thank you for the great job. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'd like to wrap up our evening by thanking a lot of people. So first of all, thank you to our sponsors again. Good Travel. Thank you, Eliza Raymond. Beth Santos from Wonderful. Tananor from Off-Season Adventures. Eitan Elterman from Local Travel, and myself, Past Crossing. And Kelly Louise from Impact Travel Alliance, who's our in-kind sponsor tonight. So thank you all of you for joining us tonight and for your interest and support. It is our hope that this is just the beginning of our journey together. To echo what Megan said earlier, please follow us on our social media channels, spread the word, and if you're interested in going far with us, contact Eva right away to talk about possible collaborative opportunities. If you have further questions about our organization, please feel free to reach out to us, my colleagues, Megan and Eva, and myself anytime. We'll be sending out an event survey by email tomorrow, and we'd appreciate you taking a moment to give us your feedback. Finally, but most importantly, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone on my team. You guys are amazing. Without you, Rise Travel Institute wouldn't be where we are today, not even close. Your dedication, your expertise, your professionalism make me deeply humbled and immensely grateful. I just wanted to also thank Nicolette Holden for being the voice, the beautiful voice and the beautiful face of our organization so far. And to conclude tonight's event, I'd like to echo what Nikki said at the end of our Travel Can Be video. Let's rise up together and raise our travel standards. So thank you, and I wish you all a great rest of the evening.